Good evening, everybody. My name is Luisa Palamenghi. I am a marine geophysicist at the University of Bremen. Tonight, I would like to tell you a story, or maybe the truth, about the Deluge. Pause it. Jetzt. Once upon a time, the god Brahma fell asleep, and suddenly it started raining. It rained, 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 and rained until the entire world was flooded. Fortunately, a man called Shradadeva Manu, while washing his hand in a river flowing down the Himalaya, had met a little fish who told him what was going to happen. The fish recommended him to build a big boat to house his family, 9 types of seeds, animals, and the 7 seas. And so he did. The boat sailed long time until finally it slowly stopped raining. The water retreated, and the boat perched on the top of the Himalaya. The survivor disembarked and repopulated the earth and lived happily ever after. Well, the similarity with the biblical history of Noah and the Hindu myth of Manu is remarkable. They differ in the premises, where the biblical God was angry and sent an angel to Noah to save the good ones, while in the Hindu myth, God just falls asleep, and the fish took a personal initiative to go speaking to Manu. But is there a scientific truth behind, and how do we look for that? Well, talking about the weather, the first thing I would look at is the climate record. The Himalaya region is dominated by the monsoon climate. If we look into speleothem record from Oman, India, and China, in the chemical composition of stalagmites, we find out that during glacial periods, the climate was arid and colder. And we had the formation not only in Arctic and Antarctic of ice caps, but also in the Himalaya of glaciers. Sometimes around 10,000 years ago, this changed, and the glacier started melting. When alpine glaciers melt, they form lakes, which are dammed by terminal moraines, like is in present day occurring in the Mount Everest and its glaciers surrounding it. However, based on systematic observation and classification and dating of terminal moraines and side moraines in the Tsangpo River Gorge, it has been found out that approximately 10,000 years ago, due to ice melting, an enormous lake formed. Either due to an earthquake or due to the overpressure of the water and sediment against the terminal moraine, sometimes between 9 and 10,000 years ago, 832 cubic kilometers of water were released all at once down in the Brahmaputra River Valley, like if the entire Titicaca Lake, the biggest lake in South America, would release its water all at once. The water must have flown down the Assam Valley and then entered the Ganges-Brahmaputra Delta Plain. Based on geophysical measurements in the mother channel bed of the river Brahmaputra, we found out that there is a prominent basal discontinuity which has been attributed to the passage of the mega flood of the water released from the glaciers. And core transect across the delta plain indicate the width of this valley, where the water from the glaciers was drained and finally transported to the ocean. The seismostratigraphic characterization of the Swatch-of-No-Ground Canyon offshore the Ganges-Brahmaputra Delta indicate the presence of an extraordinary thick unit, over 90 meters thick, which is been dated based on the truncated shelf deposit and the flank incisions sometimes 14,000 years ago. The Hindu myth, therefore, could be justified as a metaphor of the monsoon climate variability, but and its process during the glaciation period. But what remains absolutely unexplained is the messenger, the fish. Therefore, if washing your hands in the Weser or swimming there, a fish starts talking to you, before running away screaming, "I'm crazy," maybe listen to what it's telling to you. It might be worth the human race survivor. Thanks to our pool of collaborators, international pool of collaborators, and to you for listening.